Where are the jobs that they promised us when they went into government?
Actually, a lot of jobs have been created in the South African economy. If you take the most recent data, between March and June of this year, 100,000 jobs were created, but 200,000 people entered the labor force. That's the reason why unemployment is still high, and this is, as you say, a key issue for the country. What needs to be done? South Africa needs to go faster and create more jobs. The government has a plan. It's the National Development Plan. As the plan says, South Africa needs to fix the future starting today. And to do this, bringing everybody together so that the government would bring to the table businesses and labor, and to find a common solution and create more jobs. This is really the key.
Even if we can go to schools, to universities and get our degrees and our diplomas, but still, there's no jobs for us. The companies will say that we want more experience, but what does the government do about it?
Let me give you some numbers. Amongst the people who have education below grade 12, unemployment is over 30%. But for graduates, it's about 5%. So skills and education really make a huge difference. The government is spending a lot of money on education. Out of every 100 rands, it's spent about a quarter in education. That's high by international standards. The challenge, of course, is to make sure that the students come out of the schools with the skills that are needed for the jobs. There's also lots in terms of training initiatives. Those are helping too. And finally, the government has proposed a youth employment incentive. This will be really important to give young people that first work experience that really can increase the chances of finding that first job.
Where does my tax money go to? What is it used for?
The bulk of government spending goes into education, health, social assistance. More than half of South African households now receive social assistance from the government. Another important part, about a third, goes to paying public employees, people like firemen, nurses and teachers. Then there is infrastructure. In South Africa, infrastructure spending is mostly done by state-owned enterprises, companies like Eskom and Transnet. And it's important that the financial health of these companies remains good so that they can continue to invest and maintain in South Africa's infrastructure. Another important point, the government is really working towards improving value for public money, and that's really a key priority.
I will ask them about the petrol prices that keeps on going up every time. And again, what is the government doing about it? Because petrol affects food, affects traveling, affects everything. Generally in life, petrol, if it goes up, everything changes.
You're right that petrol prices have gone up quite a bit, and it depends on international oil prices and the rand depreciation. There's nothing much that the government can do to control the price of a single commodity. What it can do is control overall inflation, and indeed we think that the South Africa Reserve Bank has done quite a good job at controlling inflation. I also understand why people care a lot about transport costs. They sometimes absorb a large part of their salary. And here it's a bit more of a structural problem that can be helped perhaps by much more competition in the transport sector.